It's not our it's not our place to try to put people in their place. That's God's place. Because people gotta start somewhere. People gotta grow up, and everybody got lessons to learn. We're not supposed to tell people what to do. We supposed to be an example. And then when they see us, it's something in them will make them wanna, you know, they'll ask you, then they'll ask you for your advice. Cause you can tell people all day long, and then when they really when they bump their head and they start really bleeding out, like really like going through something, then that's when they start seeking for help and seeking for, something to help them cope through life. But the best cope to help them go through life is the word of God. That helped me because every man was born in sin, even I. So if I was blinded and born in sin, how can another man that's born in sin help me? You know? Like I was running after nothing, you know? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So I decided to, because I know that everybody got to stand before God. I know that God is a healer, and so I decided to go to Jesus because he was the perfect man. Everybody know that. He was perfect. He was God in flesh, and he was the word in flesh, And we all want to be like Jesus, and he all make us, give us eternal life and teach us how to get to God, and he was perfect. And God said take no counseling from the ungodly, and and we had to follow somebody. But it's like, who we gonna follow? Everybody was born in sin, but Jesus. Everybody was, um, was sinning, but Jesus. So listen to Jesus. Even Jesus' mama said, obey him. If you're gonna follow somebody that know, that know where he going. He's in the light, and follow somebody that the devil scared of, that the devil bowed down to. You know, follow Jesus. I'm a follower of Jesus. And people be changing and stuff. It's because of sin. It's because of iniquity. The love of many will draw cold. I never had a friend and that stayed the same like me. You know, every time I try to get a friend in the world, they always change. And then they'll say something, and I can hear, like, they'll say something sarcastic. Like, why you playing with me? Like, I don't play with you like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I would never say nothing like that. Why would you try to be sarcastic? That be that devil coming in. So anytime people be messing with you and then they say, I was just playing. No, you wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? They just trying to see how you gonna take it, you know? And you let them get away with it and they do it again. And then they get you in front of somebody that they try to embarrass you. So I really never had friends in the world. I had one friend when I was in school. One friend, from first grade, second grade, third grade that I can remember. It was one girl, and she changed. I remember we almost got into an argument. And I'm like, I can't have no friend in the world. They change, something change, it'll hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is you today? You know, it's like, no, you need to stay the same. If you change, get better, because we ain't doing that. We ain't finna do that. You gonna have to control your demons, because if you don't, I'ma have to. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know that I can't wrestle with flesh and blood. So I'm like, okay, so I know a man that who can cast out devils. I know that I'm supposed to love you no matter what you do to me, no matter what you say to me. I know that I'm supposed to forgive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to show you some mercy. And I'm gonna have to get away from you. I am, because you not finna stop me from getting to my destiny. You know what I'm saying? It's God's place to help you. I'm trying to get to God, and it's God's place to help you, because guess what? When you attack me, vengeance belongs to the Lord, and He will repay. So when you attack me, God told me to love. So with me loving you, I'm getting out of God's way so He can deal with you and deal with whatever's inside of you, your demons. God gonna deal with them, because this fight is between God and the devil, and all I know is people are lost, and people are in the dark, in sin, and they don't know God, and like I said, they be changing. One minute they love you, and that love is so good. That love be like, wow, I got a best friend. Wow, I got a good man. Wow, I got a good woman. And then they change, and it makes you want to just, ugh, let me get away from her today. Let me get away from him today. That's just how disgusting them demons are. Don't nobody want to be around no demon. Don't nobody want to be around the devil. His energy is off. I can feel when he come. And you can tell when he come, the person will be irritating. Like, dang, the other day we were just in love. And now all of a sudden, I don't want to be around him. And it's like, ugh, ugh. And you just get the fussing and stuff. It's like, that's those demons. So that's why it's important that you put God before everybody. Put God before man. You have to deal with your demons. Yeah, if you sin and you got some in you too, and they need to be cast out. And Jesus is just the man for the job. And Jesus will help you. Any problem that you got, that you going through, any problem, I don't care what it is. Ain't no problem too hard for God. Ain't no problem too hard that God can't solve. So if you got a big problem, guess what? God is can handle that. He's above all problems. If you're in an airplane with a problem, guess what? God above that airplane. So if you low, if you high, guess what? God got you. So we're here for a purpose. So getting a friend that's changing, you're gonna need God, because they gonna change because they in sin and they don't know God. Try them. Say, let's pray. Let's read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? They change the subject on you. They don't want to talk about God. They don't want to talk about something they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know God. And then they sleep. It's the enemy. He don't like to talk about God. Oh no, he don't like talking about God. So that's why I talk about God. I talk about God. I keep messing with this. I got like gray hairs and stuff coming around my eyes. A lot of gray hairs. It's just right there. But anyway, so that's why I talk about the Lord. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So when you come around me, I already don't like the devil. The devil is my enemy too. Whoever God enemy is my enemy. I want what God wants. I need to be, you know, in his will at all time. So I got to God because of the people started changing, and God revealed to me something that changes. It'll hurt you. And just like if you wear a fake ring on your finger and you'll get green, it'll turn green, and then you'll have to cut your finger off if you keep it on there, or if you stay around something that's changing. If it's your family, because a man-owned family will be his enemies. If it's your family, put God before your family. Put God before every last one of them. If you the man even if you're the woman. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes one of y'all can save the other one by having a relationship with Almighty God, just like Noah, it saved his family. And um and so, so it's good to just let God be your best friend for now. I know you want somebody in your life. I know you like, well, I don't want to be by myself. See, you have to deal with those demons. You yourself don't even want to be dealing with them. And they in you. If you sinning, they in you. That's why when God first saved me, I ain't want to be by myself. Cause I had to deal with the same thing y'all gotta deal with. And I know that's just how irritating they is. You know what I'm saying? I feel irritated. I like, shoot, let me go smoke. Let me go drink. Let me go do something. Just so I wouldn't have to deal with myself. So, but when I had to face life, and I literally said, I ain't nobody got no money to be giving no dope boys. Ain't nobody got no money to be setting up in no hospital. You know what I'm saying? For taking an overdose. Because the type of whatever I had in me, I couldn't get high. I couldn't get high enough. I took, like, I was taking, like, jiggles. I was taking up to, like, 10 pills a day. Like, I had did enough drugs for 10 women, and I still was high. My system wasn't my system. I'm talking about the devil wanted me dead. He wanted me out. Like, he like, get that girl them drugs. Get it to her. Like, I ain't even need no money. Just get it to her, get it to her. And I couldn't get high. No matter what I took. No matter what I took. And that what led me to smoking crack. I still couldn't get high. Still couldn't get high. I did a whole lot of stuff. Whole lot of stuff. I still couldn't get high. I was still in my right mind though. I still, well, I will know what you doing. I will sit there and be looking at you while I'm high. You can drop drugs and I'll tell you, you dropped that. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat ice. I don't did that. I don't took jiggles. I can say all this because a lot of people out there in this world are doing these. And if God can deliver me from drugs, he can deliver you. I'm not ashamed of what I've been through because it made me who I am today. And I can tell you that God delivered me. That way God get the glory. Xanaxes, Lortabs, um, Dans, those what you call them? They Dan. They some type of Dan. They some type of, I don't know, but they like nerd pills or something like that. Uh, Xanax. I mean, I don't done a lot of stuff. Cigarettes, weed. I didn't like drinking because drinking I didn't hardly eat and I would get sick. So I didn't like drinking, but I would tell you bring it in anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's just what type of whatever I had in me was irritating so hard that I didn't want to deal with myself. And I needed help. I went down. But I was loving. One thing they couldn't stop me doing. One thing the demons couldn't stop me from doing. And I'm talking about all of my probably 50 demons that I had, that I didn't want to be by myself because I didn't want to be around them. But they was in me, causing me to do this, do that, do this, do that, get some more, drink some more, pop some more. I ain't like doing powder because it stopped my nose up and my nose would drip and I couldn't breathe. And we gotta breathe. I'm like, shoot, I can't be doing that. I gotta breathe, you know. And I mean, I did a lot, y'all. So I get to talk to so many people out there in this world. This whole world on drugs. Cause this whole world got born in sin. This whole world doing something. And like I said, I had to get at least 50 of them cast out of me. That's how much stuff I was into. And and so I went down, but I went down loving. One thing your girl knew how to do was love. My grandma told me to love everybody and treat people how you want to be treated, and that's all I knew how to do. And I said, okay, I love the truth. I was born with the truth in me now, because my grandma said treat people how you want to be treated. So one thing about me, I kept it 100. I stayed the same. Me growing up as a little child, I stayed the same. I said, I stay the same. I don't change. That was my favorite word. And I found and I learned that God stays the same and He don't change. It was in the Bible. I found that out when I was 29 years old. But when I was young, I used to say that all the time. And my grandma didn't know how to read. And I didn't know how to read. I wasn't reading. I didn't finish school. I didn't learn how to read till I was 29. The Holy Spirit taught me how to read. I picked up the Bible and started learning how to read, you know. And even in school, I was trying to pay attention, but I couldn't understand that. I couldn't understand that work. But when I started getting in the Bible, now everything in me started clicking. I'm like, oh, I got this. I understand this. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. And that's why I said I know the Bible better than I'm spiritual. Like, I know the Bible. For me, growing up as a child, I got hit upside my head 1,000,000 times. I'm talking about hard licks, Jeff. That's how we got whoopings, as a child. And I'm so sensitive. Like, I'm sensitive. Like, me as a child, like, why you hitting me upside my head? Like, you know what I'm saying? Dang, go get the belt. Go get the switch or something. You know what I'm saying? Don't hit me upside my head like that. Gave me migraine headaches when I was growing up. So I had migraine headaches real bad. And the Lord delivered me from that. So when I tell you, everybody that's out there doing drugs, those are demons. That's a problem. And you don't want to deal with yourself because of that demon, but you can face it with Jesus. All you got to do is keep calling on Jesus. Don't bow down to wrongdoing. You guarantee to get a miracle. I'm telling you. All of these teaching I'm doing, I'm not just on here. I'm in the struggle, and they're gonna be high. And and I want them to know that the Lord delivered me from drugs. The Lord saved me. I went down. I literally went out. I left this world. And what the enemy meant for bad, God turned it for good. And if I wouldn't have been loving and forgiving while I was messed up, whew, if I wouldn't have been loving people and helping, I was trying to help what little I had. I was real nice, but I was high. And real I and it's like God went over my life and saw that I was forgiving and loving and nice. And He was like, oh, she can be used again. So I left this world at 29. That's when I was born again. And I was a babe. I didn't have nobody to teach me what I know now. I had to grow to this point. But the man that was telling me about God, he was a hypocrite. And that was all I had. When God saved me, that was all I had to go on. And he was telling me to remember the scriptures. And he was telling me to have sex. That's where I went wrong at. First I was telling him, no, I can't have sex. That's not in the Bible. And I knew God had gave me a miracle. I knew God did something to me. I knew it. I knew it. And the dude saw it. He said, I acted like I hollered out and released something. All I know is I left this world. I was still in the earth, but I wouldn't. When I didn't see God, but I felt him in my spirit. I felt him. I felt like he had my eyes was closed. I was on judgment day. And it was like he was going over my life. It was like I was with him like a long time. But to this man, it was just not too long. But I felt like I was with him. It was like I was with the Lord for a long time. A long time. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't want to come back. I was kind of like confused, like, Lord, why you, I opened up my eyes, I'm back here, and I'm like, why did you bring me back? Why did you bring me back down here? I had it made. I was with the Lord. Like, that's where when people be leaving this earth, especially if they spiritual sleep, if they don't know God, if they really innocent, I be like, dang, you beat me to God. So don't get mad and don't be hurt when people leave this earth, when your family member leave and stuff, and you just sick, and you like, oh, why you take my mama? Everybody belong to God. You can't tell God who to put there and who to move there and who to take there and who to pull and who to put down and who to pull up. That ain't no use to getting mad. You might as well get with the program. You in the race, you might, okay, now what I need to do, what is my purpose? You know what I'm saying? Going the right way, you guarantee to get to God. Stand on the right path. It's gonna be a lot of distractions. And the distraction gonna come through people that are sleep, spiritual sleep, that don't know God, that's in the dark, that be changing. 1 minute they love you. 1 minute y'all in the bed, and 1 minute y'all fight, you know. And God said 1 minute stay and 1 minute go, you know. So, and if it wasn't for God saving me because of the love in me, because God said, oh, I can use that again. God ain't gonna throw no love away. So you might as well love people. See, my grandma told me to love everybody. And I thank God for my grandma. She gone to be with the Lord. A good woman. I ain't see her cussing. I ain't see her drinking. My mama said she was doing some stuff like that. But I know everybody got a past. But I ain't never seen my grandma do no mess like that. All I ever saw my grandma do was feed people. And she was a blessing to like people who came by. She didn't even have to know you were gonna eat. My grandma cooked. She cooked every single day. I'm from the country. My grandma didn't care. But the one thing I didn't like what she was doing, killing them chickens and killing them animals. I ain't like that. I remember I was little, she took that chicken and did like this, and that chicken head came off, and that just broke my little heart as a little girl. That was my first little heart broke. I ran inside the truck, and I bent down, and I was just a crying. I forget that. So but now today, I really like some chicken. But if I see you kill it, I ain't gonna eat it. uh, but so this is our purpose, is to follow Jesus. He guaranteed to get you to Father God, because this world is a lost world, y'all. I know you want somebody, but God wants you to want him like that. The same way you think about that man, the same way you think about that woman, think about God the same way. Because the enemy, he be looking for a way in. He's trying to get in. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a believer and you trying to get to God. He like, we can't have that. So what he gonna do, whatever he gonna do whatever, he gonna come with his best, to try to stop you from getting to God. And that's why God said, love not the things in the world. Because the enemy will tempt you with that stuff. You be like, dang, I really like that. Well, I'm just try it one time. And that's all it take. You know what I'm saying? He don't tuck you from God. It's like, dang, man, I just repented. Because God, he'll forgive you just like that. He forgive you and he'll throw your sins in the sea of forgetfulness. It's like you remind him of what you did. I talk about what I did because I know that a lot of people going through, because I'm human, You human, and a lot of people out there on drugs. A lot of people out there in the struggle because I came from the world. I came from a carnal mind. And I literally, when God saved me, I saw the devil. I saw him jump up into body, into body. He was after me into body. Everywhere I went, I couldn't get. I was driving. I could just see him just, and somebody wanted to get in the car with me. I'm like, and the lady who wanted to get in the car with me, I was messing with her son, and I'm like, dang, and I was trying to be, I was like, I gotta be nice to this lady because I'm messing with her son. That's why you gotta put God first. You can't put nobody before God. I don't care who you like. You know what I'm saying? And then I had this body in the car with me, no, and I knew the devil was chasing me, and she wanna ride, and I'm like, I had the devil in the car with me the whole time, and she picked up my phone. My son had a phone, a big phone, and she picked up my phone, and guess what? Well, I got out the car to put some gas in the car. I got back in the car, cracked. My phone was messed up. It was messed up. That lady, the devil had jumped into her and broke my son's phone, and my son still talk about that phone today. That was the biggest phone my son ever had. And so the devil can use some bodies now. If these people in sin, baby, you having company with they demons, with the devil. And see, I'm a piece of cake. I'm a tough cookie. You know, I dealt with those demons. The demons, they ran to the devil, telling the devil, oh, she's growing. Oh, she's getting wiser. Oh, you're going to have to do this. And the devil like, I'll go do it myself. Come on. Come on. Come on, because God in me, I know you can't beat God. You know what I'm saying? I know the devil can't do nothing with God. God live in me. I don't sin no more. I don't do none of that mess no more. I had to keep those demons out. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I would read the word, and they was in there taking the word out. You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, let me repent. Let me turn from my wicked ways, and then get into the word. Oh, it works. The word took root too. And I stayed sweet and nice too. And they couldn't take it from me. That's what they were scared of. They were like, oh, we got to get the word. We got to get it out of her. They don't care about you going to church. They worried about you being a doer. Once you be a doer, if God say love your neighbor as you love yourself. Okay, love yourself. You got to stop doing drugs. You killing yourself. That's not loving yourself. I had to learn this. I said, well, Lord, all this I've done. I love people. And the Lord was like, what about you? You somebody. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm guilty on that one. I sure was smoking. I sure was doing some stuff. Well, teach me how to love myself. You know what I'm saying? If you killing yourself, you need help too. You know what I'm saying? And we both of us together, we both need help. You can't help me. You need help. I need help. We need God. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like God is doing something in my life, and it's amazing. I don't saw my dreams. He don't show me my dreams. I don't saw myself on stages with the mic, and I woke up and like, how can I get my dreams activated? How can I start? God was like, go for it. I started small. Don't like little beginnings. Don't it was it it's like don't disguise small beginnings. I started small. I was when God first saved me, I felt like the whole world needed to know. I was running to Walmart. I was talking. I didn't care who was looking at me. I was talking and I was talking, and they were like, "What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her?" And I'm like, "Ain't nothing wrong with me." So I went back home, jumped back into the Bible, and I'm like, "Lord, they won't listen. Make them listen." You know. And then when I went back to Walmart, the girl could be putting stuff on the shelf, and I said, "Ma'am," and then they'll stop working and give me their full attention. And that's how I knew God was working in my life. And I'm like, it's steps, y'all. So it's like you go out there, you minister to people. When God, you guarantee to get a miracle if you do this. Turn from your wicked ways. Stop doing wrong. Stop listening to those demons. Don't let them demons make your choice for you, because they're going to automatically make the wrong choice. Pay me for this. I know I'm not like you. I know you couldn't take what I took. You couldn't have wore my shoes, because I was born for this. I was born for this. And that's the reason why the devil couldn't kill me. He was wondering why he couldn't kill me. They done it so much, because I am a child of the Most High God. I don't have a title. All I know is when I was born, all I knew, I felt somebody watching me from day one. I went to sleep outside as a little child, and I was on the picnic benches, and I looked up. I went to sleep, and I had a dream. I looked up at the sky. It was a figure in the sky, a male, and he was in my dream. He was just like tall. He was tall, like the whole sky. So when I woke up, I didn't know. I was small. Nobody taught me. Nobody taught me this. I would go out there on the porch and look at the sky, and I would see. I know everybody probably done this. They said, "Oh, that look like a frog. That look like a bunny rabbit." It was like that. God was, showing me little animals like as clouds that look like a heart, and it just out the clouds he was showing me stuff. And I remember, I never forget this. I said, "Lord," I look up at the sky. I said, "Out of all the mamas in the world, why did you give me this one?" Because she was never there. She was in and out of prison. She was fighting her whole life, cutting mans up, cutting them. She had the knife. But my grandma was there, which was her mama. But I remember asking God that. I said, "Out of all the mamas in the world, why did you give me this one?" Because she was never there, and everybody wanted to whoop me and beat me and hit me upside my head. And I was the middle finger. I thought I was the FU finger, the bird finger. Come to find out, I'm the finger that stands out. But at first, I was just like, "Oh, I'm the FU finger." I ain't getting no check. I ain't getting no money. Everybody got money but me. Everybody got money but me. It skipped me. But my grandma never forgot me. My grandma never left me out. She would buy some shoes for everybody and buy me some shoes. Here come my sister. Now, she older than me. She the second child. "I don't know why you got some shoes. You ain't got no money." I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, I said, "I know I ain't got no money." So I was thankful as a little child. I tried to take care of everything I got, because I would always get, my sister always try to fight me. My brother fight me. Everybody fight me. I remember being picked up like this in my throat when I was little by my uncle. I remember a whole lot of stuff. And he picked me up over his head just like this, and he dropped me. And I don't remember getting back up. And I'm so glad it's up to God who leave and who stay. I'm so glad it's up to God, because I know that God don't. I feel like I had died as a child, and God brought me back. Whew. I'm so glad we got a God that loves us. I'm so glad God sent Jesus, y'all. Don't make me cry. I'm so glad God sent Jesus to help us with this unseen danger. You know? It's like if I could fight that thing, literally touch him, I will whoop his tail. But he gets up and he trying to get us to fight each other because he know how much God love us. And he know we supposed to get along and we supposed to help each other. We supposed to love each other. But the unseen danger jump up inside because of sin. He jump up inside something good. You just want to take your brother and say, let me just get him up out the way, put him right here, and let me get this devil. You know, but you can't take your brother. It's like you can't. So how can I fight him then? How can I get to the devil if he's in my brother and my sister? Because, oh, how can I do it? The Lord said, put your hands down. He said, love him. Love your brother who you see. Forgive your sister who you see. Okay, okay. So I'm going to love you. Have love and kindness. Stay in love. Stay in truth. I can do anything. I can go anywhere. I can reach anybody. I can help God save souls. I can be used for the king. Can't, can't nothing stop God. And God in you, you got love in you. Oh, that word on good ground. Oh, that word finna take root. Oh, you gonna be fruitful for real. Your tree gonna be blooming with plums, juicy, good old plums, or bananas, or peaches, or grapes. You know, you gonna stay in season. You gonna stay producing fruits. You know what I'm saying? So God is with you. You know what I'm saying? Just stay loving. Stay treating people how you want to be treating. Cause whatever you sow, you shall reap. You know what I'm saying? Every time the devil try to strike at you, he got to get to God. Cause you got God. You got God first, right? You put God first. So he can't get to. He got to get through God to get to you. You know, you in a safe place. You with God. Who can sneak behind God and grab you without God knowing? Like who can come and take you from God? It's you have a choice. He try to trick you with the thing. The devil try to trick you with things and say, I got this. Oh, you like this, don't you? Mm-hmm. Remember this? No more. I change. I ain't like that no more. I'm gonna stay with God. I don't want that no more. And every time he try to mess with you, your mind be like, instead of thinking about that something that's not right, you got, oh, I rebuke that thought. Because you can't keep thinking about it, because you gonna act on it. If you keep thinking about something, you're going to get up and act on it. It's like, so is a man thinking, then so is he, you know. And God know your thoughts from far off. And thinking leads to thinking, doing. And where your head go, your body follow. So it's like, don't have it in, don't. That's why you got to keep your mind on God. That's called heavenly places. But if you keep your mind on the things you going through, stressed out, I ain't gonna lie, the best thing that happened to me is when God came and called me off that job. Best thing that happened to me when I got evicted. I know you like, evicted? Yeah, I got evicted. I got behind on my rent, and I put on those little giddy girl shorts. My flesh was like, ooh, we finna go get this rent money. And so I said, okay, I freshened up and went outside. I still had a month in the house, but I knew I was behind on my rent. So I got out there and I sat in that car, and and nobody was coming to the car. So I got out the car, started taking pictures and stuff and selfies and stuff, and I started posting them. And then they saw me get out the car, and they was like, who are that? And then I got back in the car, and they come to my window, and they were like, what you doing? I'm chilling. I'm chilling like you. I can't chill like you. Shoot, I'm just like you. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. They like, what you doing? What you doing up here? I mean, what's up? I'm like, I'm just chilling. I can't chill like you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like you. I would tell them that. And then they would go and leave me alone. And the best thing that happened when I kept telling them no, when they asked for my body, I said, no, I'm straight. And then I would tell them, I said, I pull out my rent paper, and I say, since they in my face, let me see. I said, I'm behind on my rent. And they like, oh, well, I give you $100, let me get some. I'm like, that ain't enough. In my head, I was like, man, I'm so far behind on my rent, $100. I said, that ain't, it ain't worth it. I said, I'm gonna have sex with at least 50 people to catch up on my rent. I said, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. And I kept saying no. But every time they came in my face, I would tell them I had a need. And they would always ask for my body, and I would say no, no. So it was a good thing that I had got behind on my rent. God could have helped me caught back up on my rent, but he didn't. I was going through a test. And so trying to stop what God success. God, life is bringing me to this, saying everything happened for a reason. And me getting money from man's, it was interfering with what God was doing, because God, it was meant for me to carry my cross and go through something. It was meant for me to depend on God. It's meant to do that. And it's like we trying to fight to to keep keep going, keep staying in the house, keep from getting evicted by having sex, paying my rent. When the whole time you supposed to depend on God. And I was turning them down, praying to God. I'm like, Lord, you want me to get out of this house, don't you? I felt it. I said, you want me to get out of this house because you can do anything. You can help. Next night I'll go back out there again. Same thing. I started as a little girl, Daisy Dukes. And this is why I don't judge nobody. They got big babies out there. I was a big baby. Looking sexy. All you want to. It's okay. But tell them no. But don't give them your body. I don't care if you in need. I don't care if you hungry. Jesus was hungry. He was tempted. You know? Tell them no. That's how I grew from a little girl. I don't tell people, pull them clothes down. You don't dress like that. Because they was already raised as a little child. If they mama didn't do it, then they already of age, and they gonna say they grown, and you can't tell them what to do. So wearing it, all you want, no, because the Holy Spirit gonna help you. You're gonna grow, and you're gonna be the more footstools you get, because it takes two. If a man come to you trying to be like, oh, look at you, hot mama, give me some, you be like, no, I'm straight, I'm good, I appreciate it. You turn them down. You tell them you need something. They ask for your body. You like, nah, I'm straight. I appreciate it though. Thank you. By doing that, you grow. And then you're gonna get to a point in life where you're gonna cover up. Ain't nobody gonna have to make you, cause with your growth, cause everybody got a lesson to learn. I was collecting footstools, and the more footstools I got, being in the world, but I wasn't of it. Being in the world, telling them no, telling them no. They were coming, bringing them footstools, bringing them footstools. I was turning them people, I turned the man down, and I turned them down, I turned them down, I had to learn this. At first, I was falling. I was like, come on, what's up? And then it got to the point where I said, you know what? I don't like sharing my body. I don't like giving my body away to different people. I want who God said, who he put together, let no man separate. So I started telling them men no, how I don't care how sexy. I didn't get mad at them men for coming at me. I ain't do like, get out of my face. You know? I was just, no, thank you. I'm all right. I'm just chilling, you know? And then they would leave. That's a growth. That's a footstool. That's how I came up out of them clothes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be judging nobody when I see them like that. I look at them as I'm like, they got to start somewhere. So you can't tell them nothing. They gonna have to learn. They gotta live, learn, and grow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If they choose to do what they do, hey, what can you say? What can you do? Nothing but pray for them. You know? So that's what I wanted to say tonight. I pray that it help a lot. I know it helping people because God revealed it to me. And it's just you live, you learn, and you grow, y'all. When you see people, you know what I'm saying, doing what they doing, don't forget this world is sinful. You know, don't forget that. You know, only thing you can do is be an example. Let your light so shine, you know what I'm saying, so God will be glorified. Man will see your good works. They ain't never seen nobody to handle trials and tribulations like Jesus did. They was amazed, you know. So that's all, because when the enemy attack you, he gonna get you around a lot of people. You might be at work, you might be at home, you might be, you can be anywhere. And that's God timing, perfect timing. Because if the enemy attack you, God allowed him. Trust me. It ain't no certain time for it neither. It could be early in the morning, in the middle of the night. When the enemy attack, it's like God knew. God knew. And just like he needed the permission to get to Job, he need permission to get to you too, because you so value. You value, you special, you important. And your gifts matter. And you are somebody. And you're not no mistake. Nobody is a mistake. I don't care if people had got raped and the baby came. God knew all children come from God. That baby supposed to be here. My son helped me get to God. Because I was like, I got one son, Lord, what do I do? Lord said, put me first. So I go through the house. I used to just constantly have on gospel music, and I'll be in my Bible, reading my Bible. My son would start knocking on the door. It was like my son liked video games. And what can stop him from off that video game? Nothing. He'll stay on that video game till he got almost be about to pee on himself. You know, but when I got into the Bible, he will get off that video game. Mom, what you doing? It was like what was this? Something getting in him trying to stop me from communicating with God. And I be like, this boy off the game? I can't believe that. Whoa. And when I can be in there praying, that boy will come knock on that door, Mom, and didn't want nothing. I just try him. I said, come in. Mom, what you doing? I'm like, I'm reading the Bible. And he said, I ain't want nothing. And I'm thinking like to myself, I know you didn't. You just try to stop me, just distract me. I know, you know what I'm saying? So he shot the door. And I just continue to get in the Bible, continue to pray, continue to listen to gospel music. But my son loves some video games still to this day. And he's 20 years old. I only got one son. I got pregnant one time and never got pregnant again. So my nickname is like Fat Mama. That's a lot of mama. Ain't nothing I can do. It's like my relationship with God now. I go through life. I'm not looking for no man. I'm not. I used to want one, but the closer I got to God, the more I got close to God, the more I fell in love with Him. It's like I'm in a relationship with Him. I'm faithful. Nothing can take me from God. I want what God wants. And I'm going to get what God got for me because I'm going to stay on the right path. I ain't going to let no man deceive me because I feel like if a man come tell me to do wrong, he's being used from the enemy to take me off the right path. And God been there for me. Everybody left me. Man left, but God never left. God stayed. God deserved all of me. God God protect me. God healed me from drugs. I owe Him so much. I had a dream that I was driving and I couldn't stop and I ran into a house. The car was in the house. And I got out the car and I'm looking at the car in the house, in the wall. Just whoop, went in the house. I'm talking about in the house. And it was a man and he was real quiet. And I was standing there looking at him. And he was tending the garden. I saw my dreams clearly. He reached down and he was doing something in a garden. And I said, how much do I owe you? And that man said, nothing. I was so happy. Oh, I was so happy in my dream. I felt like it was real. It's like my debt being paid. So go God way. Get to God. He don't care if you make another hole in the wall. Boom. He don't care. That's how fast you need to get to God. He wouldn't care if you ran in there like with the car. He wouldn't care. He'll tell you your debt been paid. If you get to Him, your debt paid. You go any other way, it's gonna cost you. So, well, I just wanted to say that I'm in love with God. I'm in love with Him, y'all. I go out here now, I don't have the desire to be like, oh, I want a man. Oh, what about him? I don't feel that way no more, y'all. All I feel is like, all I constantly think about is God. Everywhere I go. Heavy. I'm like, so I tell y'all everything. And I make it real plain and simple. ABC 1, 2, 3. I turn from my wicked ways. And I start getting miracles from God. I worked on it, y'all. I constantly called on Jesus. Every time I wanted to do something that was not right, I kept calling Jesus. And God gave me a spiritual mind. So when I got to the point where man couldn't deceive me, the enemy was trying to make me think it. He couldn't get me to deceive myself because I'm a hearer and a doer. Every time I got a bad thought, I rebuked it. I said, Lord, I'm sorry for that thought. Give me good thoughts, thoughts that are pleasing, loving thoughts, thoughts that give you glory. Me to deceive myself no more. He couldn't get my brothers and sisters to deceive me. The enemy don't know what to do with me. He going down. He know it. He's freaking out, literally, spiritually. He know his time has come. He messed around and messed with the wrong, or should I say the right one. I never did like playing. I don't like that. I never like nobody playing. My grandma told me a long time ago, if you play with them too much, they ain't gonna listen to you. You play with them too much, you know. And when it's time to be serious, they think you still playing. Don't play with them. I used to play with my sister. She was smaller than me. I used to play with her all the time. Then it got to the point where I got serious. I'm like, stop doing that now. And she, I'm like, I'm serious now. I'm like, oh, mama. I said, mama, why every time I tell her to stop doing something, stop? My grandma said, you play with her too much. So I stopped playing at a young age. I stopped playing because when I say something, I be serious. Like, I don't want to play with you. Like, I ain't playing with you. You too old for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. People cussing you, calling you out your name. Like, my name not no B word. That ain't my name. That ain't on my birth certificate. Oh, girl, I say that all the time. No, you don't. You don't call the police that when he stop you. Officer, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir, officer. You know, um, or the judge. So, I don't call people out their names. People got names, A name is a name brand. Think about, think about, think about Nike's expensive. Adidas expensive. You expensive. Plus, wherever the names at in those Bible, in the Bible, that can be your name. A name is a name. I could be Sarah. Abraham, listen to Sarah, your wife. Anybody can be. You could be Abraham. You could be David. Let's be the ones that please God. I can be Jesus. And I'm going to end with that. I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night, okay?